You know why is it that way? Any guesses? Well, it's the start of June, the hottest month of the year. And this month brings with it the heat of the sun. And what do we want to do? Well, I'll tell you. The best thing that we would want to do in the month is something like this. Why? Because it's summer. It's really, really hot. Now, what do you do in such a hot weather? So I'd like to invite somebody on the virtual podium to let me know what is the best way that you beat the summer heat. So Toastmaster Darshan, because I see you listening to me very intently, I would like to call you on stage as the first guest of honor. So what do you do to beat the summer heat?
Uh, in my college, we have this culture. We just started in March.
Hmm.
So my friends, along with me, went to the Gyani's ice cream parlor, and every week since March, we drink some shakes, strawberry shakes to beat the heat.
Wow.
It's our weekly ritual. So we made this.
You should make it or turn it into a daily ritual then. Every day when you go to college, you must do that.
But we can't afford that. Like it's 200 for one shake. So so the my friends can't
Yes.
afford
Then let's just stick to once a week itself.
that. Absolutely.
Yes, some cool water and homemade ruafza would probably do us better with
Yeah,
that kind of soaring prices.
a good alternative that.
Absolutely. Okay. How about you, guest Rashmi? What do you do to beat the heat?
Uh, Summer and lemon.
Yes.
And your background is also lemon color, so lemon is lemonade.
Yes.
We drink, and that's it.
That's it. So lemonade is your
Yes.
drink for the summer heat. Absolutely. You rock at that. How about you, Himanshu?
I prefer buttermilk or chilled beer when my parents are not around.
Yes, I know. And if we were in a physical meeting, I'm sure to serve you, I would have served you chilled Coke in a Coke of can. Or, yes, that is how I would have made this meeting special. Okay. By the way, there's a water park called Just Chill very close to Delhi on the GT Karnal Road. So if ever you don't have anything to do over the weekend, please go ahead, make a family plan. Okay. Um, with that, I'll tell you a couple of tips that work for us and they work in my household. Um, Tip number one is that we ensure that we turn off all the gadgets, including our laptops or microwaves or even the oven and the patty maker when we are not using it. Because these electronic gadgets, if they are plugged in, they emit heat, even your chargers. So if you're not charging your phone, plug them off and unplug the charger from the wall socket. So that's tip number one. Okay, that will help you keep the room at a lower temperature than it would be. Tip number two, um, wherever you have your refrigerators, try and keep the fan turned on for the maximum time period. This is what we do at our household. And my father in law has always been insistent on keeping the fan on in that room where we have the refrigerator. This helps regulate the hot air which is emitted from behind the refrigerator. So, this is tip number two. And tip number three is pretty personal. It's more related to our diet. So all of us who are fan of protein-rich food in the form of chicken or paneer or soya, limit it in the peak summer months, you might want to try out the more green, fresh, happy, and cool veggie salad kind of stuff. That will help your body tandem, and it'll even decrease the regular temperature of your body. So these are the three tips. Now, the way I give you three tips, I will also explain the three main sections of a typical Toastmasters meeting. And this is primarily for new members and the guests who've joined us today. So, any Toastmasters meeting can be very overwhelming with the format that we have. So, to make it simple, I'll tell you that we have three major sections. Okay. I am the Sutradhar or the Toastmaster of the day, who is like the anchor and will stay on the stage every time there's a handover or takeover required. Now, the first section, okay, that I'm going to introduce is the prepared speeches section. Prepared speeches are so Toastmasters who are members can deliver prepared speeches according to an objective that they are assigned. Okay, and they will typically their speeches are from 5 to 7 minutes. They have already prepared, rehearsed, and they'll be delivering their speech today. There will be somebody who will be evaluating them. Okay, this is going to happen in the prepared speeches section. The second section is our table topic section. Table topics basically means that we throw topics at you at random. So they're impromptu speaking. So there'll be a table topic master, and the table topic master will give you topics, and guests are welcome to participate verbally in this session, because otherwise we'll have you guys more as a listening audience. But this is the section where you get a chance to speak. And the section number 3 is the most valuable section. That is the section of general evaluation. So we have our general evaluator today, Toastmaster Mehak, who will be evaluating every speaker, every role in the meeting, from the sergeant at arms till the end of the meeting. With that, let me open the floor for our general evaluator so that she can introduce her team to all of us. So on stage, Toastmaster Mehak.
Thank you so much, Toastmaster of the day. Greetings, dear members and guests, and good afternoon to Toastmasters and my dear guest. I am the general evaluator for the day, and for the benefit of the members and guests, I would like to introduce the role of a general evaluator. My role is divided in 3 segments and 3 parts. The first one is to introduce the evaluators for the prepared speeches. The second one is to call upon the CAT team players, that includes the timer, the hour counter, the grammarian, and the fourth one is the active listener, that is an additional role player. And for the reports, and finally, I will give my views on how the meeting processed. So let's begin first with the introduction of the CAT team. First, I would like to invite the timer for the meeting to introduce his role, that is Toastmaster Devin. Toastmaster Devin, the stage is yours.
Thank you, Toastmaster Mehak. So hi guys. So as a timer, I'll be. So for the speakers, it's very important that when they're speaking, so we have to limit a time frame. So the time frame which is allowed for the speaker is 5 to 7 minutes. So after 5 minutes, I'll change my background color to green, and then after 6 minutes I'll change the background color to yellow, and then after 7 minutes I'll change it to red. So that would be a flag for you that you can track your speech time from my virtual background. And for the table topics, so the table topics allowed time is 1 to 2 minutes 30 seconds. So there I'll be changing my virtual background after 1 minute 30 seconds, and then after 2 minutes I'll be changing my virtual background to yellow, and then post 2 minute 30 seconds I'll change it to red. So that's the role of the timer which I'll be doing today. Over to you, Toastmaster Mehak.
Thank you so much, Toastmaster Devin, for explaining your role so well. Next, I would like to introduce my role as a grammarian, as I am doubling up as a grammarian as well. So as a grammarian, my role is to note down the good usages and the not so good usage of the grammar In addition, I shall keep a track of the number of times the word of the day has been used by different speakers and the role players. And for the word of the day, I'm just sharing my screen. The word of the day is compose, which means calm or settle. Some of the synonyms of the word of the day includes get a grip, stay loose, cool, calm down. And the sentences that could be made from the word is like I was very calm and composed for most of the event. A Toastmasters meeting is a composed of 3 segments. Well, thank you so much. So keep using the word of the day. This was my role as a grammarian. Next, I would like to invite Toastmaster Tamanna to explain her role as an active listener.
Thank you, Madam General Evaluator. So with that, there's a very important thing which we need to do in a Toastmasters meeting is to listen actively. We are not only here to listen and only to speak, but we are also here to take away something which will help us in a further meeting. For that, my role is to note down some very crisp parts of a meeting and ask questions at the end of the meeting when called upon by the General Evaluator. And I'll see who was very active throughout the meeting. With that, back to you, Madam General Evaluator.
Thank you so much, Toastmaster Tamanna, for explaining your role so well. Now, I would like to say that the whole meeting will be evaluated. So be calm, be composed, and try to be the best. Take part in table topics as well. Thank you so much. Now we'll hand over the stage back to our Toastmaster of the day, Toastmaster Deepthi.
Thank you, Toastmaster Mehak. And now, since I'm home, I'm out of my gogs and scarf and the chilly background heat avatar. So we head towards our first section, which is the prepared speeches section. But before I call the speaker on stage and the evaluator of the speaker or the speech, I would like to ask, okay, I think this is the time when we've always had our summer vacations, regardless of the part of the country we've been in, isn't it? So what has been your best summer vacation memory? Toastmaster Devin, would you want to share your best summer vacation memory? Okay, we'll come back to Toastmaster Devin a little later. Naina, do you want to share your best summer vacation memory when you were a little girl?
Hello everyone. Summer vacation. First thing is come to on my mind. Let's go to my mom's house.
Yes, that's now, I'm sure. And since you're staying a little away from your mom's house, I'm really sure you want to hit the bed and have fun and chill at your mom's place, isn't it?
Yes.
That's right. That's great to know. Thank you, Naina.
Thank you.
Okay. We'll have more questions, more interaction, and we'll get to know more about beating the heat in the summers. But let's first hear our first speech, and then we'll move on. So for calling the first speaker, I would like Toastmaster Himanshu, the evaluator for speech number 1, to please share the speech objectives with all of us.
Thank you so much, Toastmaster Dipti. We are all liking your Toastmaster of the Day role and really liking your tips how to beat the heat. So I'm evaluating Toastmaster Navya. Her speech title is Little Things. The purpose of her speech is to practice writing and delivering a speech that inspires others. And the purpose of the speech is for the member to inspire the audience. So I would be evaluating Toastmaster Navya on certain parameters given in her project details. And well, when called upon by Toastmaster Mahek, who is playing the role of general evaluator in the end. And I wish her all the best for her speech. Over to you, Toastmaster.
Thank you so much, Toastmaster Himanshu. Um, so, Toastmaster Navya, I have a question for you, but I'll ask you after you deliver your speech because I know this is a time when you have butterflies in your stomach. All right. So then, can we do a quick audio video check with you, Toastmaster Navya? Can you raise your hand and say, let's beat the heat?
Let's beat the heat.
Yes. So it's perfect. Thank you.
Okay.
Toastmaster Navya, little things, Toastmaster Navya.
Good afternoon, everyone. Today I'll be giving my L2 P3 speech. So we often take the little things in our life for granted. We are merely aware of these elements in our life and we take so much time to appreciate them. Let's have a look at the little things that make the life truly worth living. You know, things like family, friends, health. These are the things we actually live for. But what happens is that these things are taken for granted. It can be really difficult to discover the true beauty of the little things in our life because we are so heavily occupied with the pursuit of achieving more and more that we are no longer content with what we already have. We no longer pause and think joy and happiness of all the wonderful aspects of our lives. Instead of being able to experience happiness in this very moment, we 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 are so dependent upon the future events that haven't even actually occurred, and in falsely assuming that the accomplishment of certain goals such as wealth, fame, status will add great amount of happiness in our lives, we give away our control over our happiness. The pursuit of happiness makes us strive for more all the time. And once we have accomplished a certain goal that promised great happiness, we are already pursuing the next one. This kind of attitude focuses our attention on the things we do not have and tricks us into believing that by adding these things to our lives, happiness will emerge. It is a way of thinking that makes it quite difficult to be happy in this very moment, in the present moment. Similarly, it can result in great levels of discontent when we are not able to attain what we desired for, what we wished for. It also shifts our attention far away from the present moment and all the beautiful joys that can be found in it. The ability to draw happiness from the little things in life also has a lot to do with gratitude. If you are able to center your attention on the beautiful aspects of things that you have in your life, you will become much more grateful person. We should never underestimate the great power of including many of these joyful little things in our life. Taking the time to enjoy just a couple of them can quickly fill you with the feeling of happiness and satisfaction. Reflecting on the little things in life will also help you understand that life provides you with so many free ways to create happiness. All that matters is whether or not you allow yourself to enjoy these simple pleasures. Most people let the chances go by unused as the entire focus is directed towards the future. We shouldn't become someone who postpones happiness to far too long. I believe that happiness is a choice. You can create happiness from even the tiniest and smallest things in your life. But if you're always seeking for big things in life, and you will never be able to fully appreciate the simple pleasures that you have in the in the present moment. Thank you, everyone. That was my speech.
Thank you, Toastmaster Navya. I believe that was quite a heavyweight piece of thoughts coming from a young girl like you. But well, I totally believe that that's the beauty of Toastmasters. They actually dig deep inside and get the best of you. Okay, I have one little question for you, Toastmaster Navya. I'm sure in summer months, your parents would not let you venture out, especially during the afternoons, right? So, what kind of indoor activities did kept you busy, or you enjoyed doing them the most?
Uh, it's the first time that I'm actually going out daily in the month of June, because like I'm in first year now, and till now, till class 12th, we all had summer vacations, and I would go to my grandparents' house every year in the month of June. But it's the first time that don't have the vacations this year, and I actually have to go to college daily in this weather, and it's really frustrating because you know what's the weather in Delhi now.
Absolutely, absolutely. I know. So, if given a chance, what indoor activity would you like to do?
What indoor activity?
Yes.
Okay, so if I remember, like if I recall from my childhood, we would play games like Ludo and Carom when like uh, we generally meet with our relatives and cousins
Yes.
in the summer
Yes.
vacation. So
That's
yeah,
right.
that's
That's
one thing.
right.
It was
Absolutely.
actually missing. I'm really missing that this year.
Yes, I'm sure. I know. So yes, Ludo, Snakes and Ladders, Carom, these are the
Yeah.
little games that we always wanted to play. Well, nowadays we even want to stay stuck to the phone and play those two-player games and enjoy ourselves. So yes, that is there. Okay, moving on to the next speech. So for the next speech, I would like to invite evaluator, Toastmaster Shashwat on the virtual podium so that he can share the objectives for our second speaker, Toastmaster Darshan's speech. Over to you, Toastmaster Shashwat.
Thank you so much, Madam Toastmaster of the Day. Our second speaker for the meeting today is delivering his Level 3 elective project, which is titled Connect with Your Audience from the Pathway Leadership Development. The purpose of this project is for the member to practice the skills that are needed in order to connect with an unfamiliar audience. Timer, please note that the timing of the speech is 5 to 7 minutes. I wish to speak all the very best. Over to you, Madam Toastmaster of the Day.
Thank you, Toastmaster Shashwat. But before I move to Toastmaster Darshan, I have a question for you too, Toastmaster Shashwat. So, as or you can choose to answer this basis whether a kid or maybe in your current time. Okay, so what are the kind of places that you like to visit during summer months, or maybe you visited some already?
Okay, I would say that the kind of places have actually been the same since when I was a kid and since now. Because summer months are the times that I'm a person who's a lot into outdoor stuffs and a lot of into outdoor sports, a lot of outdoor activities. But summer months are something that I can never really do that because it's not really possible. It gets a lot of heat and the sticky weather. So what I've been doing ever since my childhood is going into a room that has a big TV and has a PlayStation. And that has exactly been the same till now. When I am at home, I have my own PlayStation. When I am outside, I find a video game parlor. And so summer months have been exactly the same up until 24 years of my life.
Wow. Okay, that is completely different from what I thought. Because usually, your places of visit are driven by your parents when you are kids. So if they like hills, you'll go to hills. If they like beaches, regardless of the season, you'll tag along on the beaches. But once you grow up, that's the time when you make your own choices. Whether you want to go hills, just stay indoors, be on the PlayStation, or probably go to the beach. All right. So with that, Toastmaster Darshan, I'd like to do a quick video check for you, and I'll ask you your question after your speech. So you can go ahead and say, "This is going to be fun,"
This is going to
and
be
wave,
fun.
yeah, and wave your hand so that I can see that there's no video lag. Yeah, but you might want to remove your virtual background for the speech.
Just hold on.
Yes, sure. Although it's a very funky one.
That's good.
Yes, this is perfect. Okay, Toastmaster Darshan, learning from unfamiliar beings. Learning from unfamiliar beings, Toastmaster Darshan.
Thank you so much, Madam Toastmaster. People, we learn from them so much. Just recently, I was walking across the street and I met one guy. He asked me, "Hey bro, what's the time?" I said, "Oh, it's 3:40 p.m." These days, so much of heat. It's like heat packets are hitting us from the sun. I said, "Yeah, it's so much of heat. Would you like to have an ice cream with me?" But there's an ice cream wala. I said, "Yeah, come on, yes. Let's have a cup of ice cream." We had a cup of vanilla ice cream. And then the conversation starts. And later I got to know that guy actually was from the WHO, the World Health Organization. You know, these days we don't meet people from such a big organization on streets. And the conversation was like half an hour. And I learned so much from him. What the pandemic, what will happen after that, and why all this fiasco, all this chaos and the scenario of the COVID happened. And that guy told me, I do not read books for knowledge. I do not go for YouTube videos for the knowledge. I read people. I talk to people. Two things I get from that. My communication skills enhances and my ability to think. I read people. Just give me a minute. Just give me an hour. Just give me a day. I can tell you the type of person he is or she is in a positive way. And our conversation continued. And you won't believe, now we are actually on WhatsApp and we are chatting. This is amazing. So getting the wisdom from that guy, I've also started talking to the people. Now the conversation is that at that point, what we actually did in pandemic, why we did in pandemic, that thing, and what are the benefits we got. Like every one of us lost motivation after that lockdown, in that lockdown period. That March 2020, then April, then lockdown extends, and everything just shut down. We didn't had any motivation. So I ask you guys, from where did you find the motivation to do, if you are in a college or in a corporate or if you're in a business, how did you find the motivation to continue that? Anyone? Just raise your hand, unmute yourself and answer. I'll take just 10 seconds for that. Anyone? Toastmaster Mehak?
From within.
Yeah, so you got the motivation from within. And for what you got that motivation? And how did you got that?
Motivation to accomplish any goal or your task that you have set up.
Like I got a motivation to learn a new skill. I learned machine learning. That is for some in the computer science branch. So actually I did not master that, but yeah, I learned that. Next, what we did, there was a trend started Dalgona coffee. If you remember, guys, Dalgona coffee. Everyone was making Dalgona coffee, posting the stories on Instagram and Facebook and WhatsApp, challenging our friends. Can you make a better Dalgona coffee than me? I did make it. Actually, I made a black coffee, and that was a complete blunder for me. I never learned how to make a perfect dalgona coffee. Till date, I cannot make a dalgona coffee. But yes, the bonding we created with my friends was for sure the best. Then there was another trend started playing Ludo game. If you guys remember that, still I play Ludo with my friends. We are not in anymore in the lockdown period, but still we play because of bonding we created. I also started a YouTube channel with my friends. Some of the people, their business got shut. They had a huge loss, but they recovered well. They got a motivation from nowhere just to earn the money to feed their family. They started a new business. I saw many of the people started making food packets for the COVID hit patients, and they actually went to their house. They pinged that the pack of the food outside the house, and they called them. Okay, the food is outside on the gate. You can take that, and the money you can transfer by online payment. So this was a trend for everyone there. Most of the people who started this online business of food delivery. I like this so much. Now let us take this to a new level towards the physics. Do you think we live in a anti-gravity position sometimes apart from the gravity? I'll come to that. Why I ask this? Do you think that we live in an anti-gravity position? Anyone? Just raise your hand and unmute yourself and answer. Anyone would like to answer that? What do you think about that? Do we live in any of the anti-gravity position in our life?
Except when we are probably wanting to do some yoga or hanging from the monkey bars in the park when we were kids.
Yes, yes. But I was more entitled towards that if we want to accomplish a goal, there is some hurdles we get. You know what is gravity? Now, I have this bottle of happy fish. If I throw this down, it will go down. It will hit the surface because of the gravity. If you want to accomplish a goal, we got some hurdles. Can I say that is anti-gravity? Something is stopping us. Some hindrances, some hesitation, some restrictions is coming in our way. Do you think that people got restrictions? You're sitting in home, you're idle, and you want to achieve a goal. Suppose you want to learn a machine learning course. Do you have any hesitation? Do you have any restrictions in that? You don't have to meet anyone. You don't have to go outside. You're just in front of your computer and learning daily basis. You're learning new chapters daily. And after 2, 3, 4, 5 months, you are now an acknowledged data scientist. Although you cannot be, but at some level you are at. The flow of gravity, it is attracting towards us. When we do not have that anti-gravity particle or anti-gravity situation in our lives, that is the hesitations we have. It is a streamlined flow we get. And I completely agree with the great Albert Einstein, who once said, time is relative to space. Okay, how many of you think that time travels faster when you are sitting in one place for so long? Raise of hands, how many of you think time travels really faster? Do you think time is traveling faster? Oh, 6 hours have been passed and I'm still on the chair and I did nothing. Or rather, you are with your friend for a shopping. Oh my God, it's 6 hours. It seems like 6 days. Do you feel like that? Anyone? No, I can see Toastmaster Deepti saying no.
Shopping never feels like that.
Shopping never feels like that. Okay,
Yes.
let me tell you one thing. There's a friend of mine who went to shopping with his girlfriend. For that guy, it was 6 hours. and for his girlfriend it was just 6 minutes. Isn't it that time dilation? Yes or no? Isn't it that time dilation? And still she said, "Oh, I missed by a sari. Just wait a minute." And that minute goes for an hour. And he actually rang me up. It was September 2020. After that, we were in the unlock period. Darshan, today I went to shopping. You know, it feels like 10 days for me. I was in the mall for 8 hours. And it was like 8 to 10 days for me. I had a real experience of time dilation. Einstein is very true guy. What do you think, Madam Toastmaster?
Thank you so much, Toastmaster Darshan. I think uh, what hooked me to your speech were your stories and the way you narrated them, and especially the one that you shared about meeting a person from WHO. I think that makes us, that reinforces our belief in the simplicity and people being humble. So, my question to you, Toastmaster Darshan, is when we say just chill, okay, apart from the fact that there is summer heat, what else comes to your mind when I say just chill?
For me, just chill is if I'm happy, if my company that I have my friends, and at my home everything is good going, and I'm towards my goals, accomplishing that, and I'm getting a bit hindrances, I'm getting the hurdles, but still I'm able to cope up with that, and I'm getting the motivation. And if I'm getting good marks, like my exams are coming, so that is a very chill moment for me. And yeah, we do get chills if we are sitting in an AC room, it's 45 degrees Celsius outside, we are playing game or watching a movie. That is a very chill environment for us. But
Absolutely.
for inside,
Absolutely.
from inside, I think the most chilling experience is that if I'm accomplishing my goals, and if my friends with me, and if we have a strong bonding, and if we all are in same page.
Absolutely. You've hit the nail on the target. And that is precisely what I want to do for the rest of the meeting. So, until now, we were talking about the summer heat, right? We were talking about tips. I want you guys to take a turn, a complete 90-degree turn, and move with me to another segment where we talk about chilling, not in terms of drinking cool summer drinks or turning on our ACs. It's about something where makes us hear this song on repeat. Allow me a second.
जिंदगी हर कदम एक नई जंग है जिंदगी हर कदम एक नई जंग है
All right, that song from that Bollywood movie called Mary Jung. And this is a time when all we want to hear is this: just chill, but it says, but so bacha, just chill. That's a sadhu. That's a holy man saying, asking us to just chill. And well, there are moments when when we are anxious, when we have panic attacks, when we feel stressed, um, when we are not probably getting the marks that we want, we are not able to meet the friends we want. And last 2 years have had multiple examples of those times, isn't it? So what do you do in those times when the going gets tough? Guess Durga. Can I request you to unmute and let us know what would you do in such a time when you feel that the going gets tough? Or maybe you are upset or angry with somebody.
Hi, Deepti.
Hello.
So when the times are tough and it's dark, I try to divert myself by eating my favorite food. Yeah, or listening to songs, music. Of course, I will take some time and introspect. Maybe I could have done something better, but then there can't be everything that we control. So when certain things are uncontrollable and you have to accept it, then that's what I think. Everything is for good. And if still, then I try to console myself, then I'll just resort to all these kind of measures like eating something or listening to songs or talking to my friends or my relatives, whomever is very close to me.
Absolutely. That's a great tip for us also. Eating what you love to eat. Because that way the focus will be on the metabolism and on your taste buds. But well, let me give you a practical tip. If you're ever in the heat of anger, go to the washroom and dip your hands in cool water. You know why? Because the palm, okay, the tips of the fingers, the palm and the wrist, these have a nerve ends. And when you dip them in cool water, they lower the blood pressure. They will reduce your body temperature and calm you down. So go to the washroom, yeah, or you can open the running tap and just let your hands be under the water tap. That will cool you down. That is the best thing that you can possibly do, and I think the most practical tip I've ever received. Apart from the ones which said count backwards from 10. Well, when you're in the heat of things, you will not want to do that, I'm sure. Another useful tip, and I'll give you 3 tips. Okay, so the second tip is that try and say positive self affirmatory things to yourself. Okay, you can say things like, it's okay, I'm having a rough day today, but this will pass. Or something like, well, you're not a bad girl. You can stand in front of the mirror, or you can just say to yourself, you're not a bad girl. It's just a bad day, or one of those bad or tough moments. That is how, keep repeating it. Okay. These self affirmative, positive sentences make you feel better. They send positive signals to your brain and you calm down. And if you can't think of anything positive, just start describing yourself. And trust me, I've done this one at least. You start writing an essay on yourself. I am Deepti. I'm a part of the Toastmasters Club of Storytellers. My full name is Deepti Sahani. I'm 43 years old. I stay in 11 by 7 West Patel Nagar. And you can keep going and growing that list. That just distracts you from the point or the heat of the argument. And keep doing it till you feel calm. So this is the second tip. Say positive, affirmative sentences to yourself, reinforce. And for those people who believe in religious textures or scriptures, I remember our granny used to say, my maternal grandmother, she used to ask us to say the Ram Ram word 21 times in loops. So Ram Ram 1, Ram Ram 2. That again is in line with what I just said. So say positive sentences to yourself. If you can't think of positive sentences, then just keep describing yourself to yourself. And if you can't even think of that, turn to God. Speak out any simple scripture or texture for a definite number of times. That's tip number 2. And tip number 3, my friend, I love it, but this comes with practice, is using the 5, 4, 3, 2, 1 grounding technique. Any of you have heard it? Okay, so let's do it. Everybody, you with me? Right, Rashmi? Okay. Keep your eyes open. I would urge everybody to turn on their camera so that I can see. Yeah, thanks, Tamanna. Mitul, Shashwat, Naina, Ujjwal, if you can come on camera. That'll be great. Navya, Lavina. Thanks, Durga. Thank you, folks. Okay. Now, Just sit in one place, and I want all of you to look around and see 5 things and acknowledge them. It could be any 5 things. It could be a pen, it could be your phone, it could be your cupboard, the door, but acknowledge 5 things. If you can't acknowledge, write them down. If you have a pen and paper, write it down. Or if you have your phone, just open WhatsApp and write on a new WhatsApp. But write it down. That way you will acknowledge it. Or use a pen and paper and write it down. Where's our timer, Devin? Got dropped off, I think. No, he'll join back. I'll time till he joins us. So I'll give you about 10 seconds more. Okay, time up. Written, everybody, 5 things? Great. Now, I want you to write down 4 things that you can touch or feel. It could be your keyboard, it could be the table, it could be the bed or the sheet or the sofa cover. 4 things that you can feel. Write them starting now. Okay, time up. Written, everybody? 4 things? Great. Now, write 3 things that you can hear. It could be my voice too. 3 things that you can hear. Time start. Time up. Done? Yeah. So what's the next number? 2. 2 things that you can smell. It can be anything. It can be your own body odor. That's okay. 2 things that you can smell. Time up. Written? Okay. The one thing which according to this technique is that you can taste. The one thing you can taste, but there's a change. I want you to write one thing, one positive thing about yourself. And your time starts now. Shashwat is thinking so hard. Rashmi, done? Durga's also all smiles. Done. Okay, time up. All right. Hello. We have a little friend. Okay, so what we've just done is the 5, 4, 3, 2, 1 grounding technique. You can note down the name and you can research more on the internet. What this does is twofold benefit. One, it makes us aware of our senses. So if you noticed, we covered all the senses, all the 5 senses. The one thing was about taste, but I changed it. And why I changed is because it helps us focus on ourselves. And the second benefit is it draws your attention to the present moment. It stops all distraction. So if you are in the middle of some anxiety, some worry, some panic, you don't have clarity of thought, do the 5, 4, 3, 2, 1 technique, and I assure you, you'll come to the present moment. You'll be able to think clearly. The cloud will disappear. So these are the 3 tips, my friends, when you want to chill from that stress that sits here on the top of the crown. With that, let's move on to our second segment, which is called the table topics, where we are going to have Toastmaster Mithul on the virtual podium to introduce this segment to us and also throw some random topics. Over to you, Toastmaster Mithul.
Okay, so first of all, hello everyone, and thank you so much for giving me an easy topic to speak on.
Mithul, we can't hear you, although you're on unmute mode. I think he cannot hear us either. I think Mithul cannot hear us.
Am I audible?
Yes, yes, yes.
Sorry.
You're audible.
So where we were, like,
We lost you at the starting only.
okay,
Yeah, no problem.
okay. So yeah, thank you. So first of all, thank you, Toastmaster Dipti, for the lovely introduction. And hello everyone, my name is Mithul, and I'm the table topic masters for today's meeting. And the table topic session is the most fun session of Toastmasters meeting, where everyone gets a chance to speak on a table topic. Am I audible? Yeah, so everyone gets a chance to speak on a topic for 1 to 2 minutes, and I would appreciate utmost participation of each and every member as well as guests. And in continuation to our theme, just chill, I have a plethora of easy and fun topics today for my fellow Toastmasters. So just sit back and relax, because this is the time to just chill out, man. And let's get started with it. So I would like to ask if anyone would like to participate, or I have to like pick someone. Okay, so I'll choose first of all Himanshu. Yeah. Okay. Sure. So I have a really easy topic for you, actually, and that is so uh, what food does everyone love but you hate? Toastmaster Himanshu, what food does everyone Toastmaster Himanshu, what food does everyone love and but you hate?
Thank you, Toastmaster Mithul, for giving me an easy topic. So, what food everyone loves but I hate? Recently, I have been hating fast food because of my health issues, and I have seen most of the people loving it, right? Every weekend, they want to eat fast food, or they want to go out and eat the restaurant food and relish the new dishes that they want to try in their favorite restaurants. But I usually hate it, and I prefer the food which is being home cooked by my lovely mom, right? And yeah, like since I have been practicing yoga as well, the diet plays a very vital role in able to in making you become fit or achieve your transformation journey which you are progressing towards. And recently also I have been practicing yoga for from around 3 months now, and I have gained a lot of strengths. And the meal that I have been choosing has complemented my physical routine or my physical fitness. I am able to do headstands now. I have gained more flexibility, and hopefully when we are in person, I get to show off my physical strengths to all of you. That is my take on this topic. Over to you, Toastmaster Mithun.
Okay, thank you, Toastmaster Himanshu, for motivating us, for leading to a healthier lifestyle and healthier diet plans. Thank you. So yeah, so yeah, Toastmaster Tamanna. Yeah. So
Yes.
okay. So I have a fun topic for you. So this is, what's the silliest thing you are pretty good at? Toastmaster Tamanna. Toastmaster Tamanna. What's the silliest thing you are pretty good at?
Not silliest, I might say, but I have this habit of not walking straight. So there's a time when I'm walking on street and I see very weird things happening, or I'm just bored out of my boring day. I just want to do some kind of adventure. So I just hop around and climb around different places. Those who are my friends, they know that going out with me is a very big risk, because one thing which I definitely love is crossing the road when all the cars are rushing and making them stop by, because they can't obviously land up in an accident. That is a very risky task which I do, but that's I suggest everyone not to do that. This is something which I do very often. So one incident I like to talk about is that there's one place called Excite in Kolkata. So lately, when I was crossing the road, of course, the signal just got red. So cars were just about to get stopped, but I cannot keep patience. I just ran and I crossed the road, and one car came and stopped just right beside me. It's just 1 second late, and I would have been on the other side of the road. But I was not. I didn't care about it. What happened, because I knew that the car's responsibility was to stop because it was red signal. So it eventually ended up giving me a leg injury, which also led me to get a big scolding from my parents and at home, everything. But still, the next very day I stepped out, I did the same thing. This is something very risky, which is definitely not suggested to anyone, but which is a very silly and kiddish thing, but I do very often. So yes.
Yes, thank you so much. Thank you so much, Tamanna, for that wonderful fun speech. And now we are going to. Okay, so anyone? So Sashwat Sharma, can you please turn on your mic?
Yes.
So, are you ready?
I hope so.
Okay, so
Never ready for table topics. You have to be pushed.
okay. So, what's your favorite way to waste time online? What's your favorite way to waste time online? Toastmaster Sashwat, what's your favorite way to waste time online?
Ladies and gentlemen, how many of you have heard the song Kacha Badam? Can you please raise your hands? And how many of you have heard that song? Na 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 na. So now you've guessed it absolutely correctly that my favorite way to waste time is scrolling through Instagram reels. Ladies and gentlemen, scrolling Instagram has become like a ritual for all of us. I mean, one cannot just go to sleep without scrolling Instagram. I mean, it's just like our mom and dad used to have Hanuman Chalisa, and we just open up our phones, we just scroll through Instagram reels, we see 4 or 5 random people whom we don't even know. And we won't even know their names because the usernames are not their names. So we cannot even just say to anyone that, okay, I saw Mr. X doing this thing. I saw Pretty Boy X doing this. So that is the thing that has been going on. And if you ask me, the most silliest thing, that is scrolling Instagram reels. Now, it's not like I've never tried to give up or I've never tried that I won't do it. But then what else do you do? I mean, yes, I am in that age where I should scroll LinkedIn. But then again, who is interested in scrolling on LinkedIn? I mean, who at 12 o'clock in the night wants to see job opening for senior manager, job opening for banking employees? So what do you do? I even tried many other things. I mean, I just thought that, okay, I'll not scroll Instagram reels. I'll do something intellectual. So I opened Google News. Now, the good thing about that was I fell asleep in 2 minutes. So that was the good part. But then again, it felt incomplete in the morning. Shashwat, did you do something productive yesterday? You did not look at Instagram reels. How do you look yourself in the mirror? I mean, how are you going to talk to all those people who've seen those reels? When they try to make a joke and they quote a meme, how are you going to know it? So yes, ladies and gentlemen, out of pure, I believe, peer pressure or just going with the flow, the most silliest thing that I do is scrolling Instagram reels. And I hope that I am able to overcome it sometime. What is the thing that you do, Mr. Toastmaster, Mr. Table Topics Master?
Yeah, I think we have similar way of wasting time online. I also scroll through like Instagram reels and everything, but I really hate that Kacha Badam song. I've heard it so many times. Now I'm starting to hate it. So yeah, thank you so much for your speech. And who's next? Anybody else?
Let's encourage some guests to participate as a non-Toastmaster guest. Ujjwal, Rashmi, Naina.
Okay, Nana, can you please turn on your camera and mic?
Hello.
Yeah, hi.
Yes.
Can you please turn on your camera? Thank you. So yeah, so your topic is who is the funniest person in your family? Nana, Nana, who is the funniest person in your family?
Hello, everyone. And in my family, my kids is so funny. They do many activities. They do many activities. Oh, I'm blank. Sorry.
That's all right. Yeah.
Okay, thank you. I'm blank today.
No, you can do it. Yeah.
What is the kind of naughtiness your kids do? They fight?
Yes, they fight and color his face, paintings, and also returns every ball my home and draw funny faces. Okay, thank you.
That is. Thank you so much, Nana. So next one would like to
Now I can
participate.
take up the next topic, Lavina.
So I would like to ask the timer if we have time for the topic as well.
Yes, I think we can take 2 more topics.
Okay. So anyone would like to participate?
Am I audible?
Yes.
I can go for the next topic.
Yeah. So I can't see like is this so Rashmi, I see Rashmi or Lavina.
Lavina. My name is Lavina.
Okay. So hi Ravina, I have a topic for you. So we all have some traveling experience, but you can tell us about your most ironic traveling experience. So Toastmaster Lavina, tell us about your most ironic traveling experience. Tell us about your most ironic experience, my most ironic traveling experience, Toastmaster Lavina. Okay, over to you.
Just one moment, I'm here.
Yes, you can take 30 seconds to think and structure your thoughts.
Just before the lockdown, I had a chance to visit Bhutan, and if people out here are aware, so Bhutan is a very tiny country, and it is very close to India, just besides Nepal. Um, it has been very as in a kind of a dream to visit that place for me personally, because when I was little, I had a friend who was from Bhutan, and she was a heck of a girl, and I liked her company so much, and she taught me lots of things, and she told me lots of stories from that day. And so the most ironic thing of the whole travel, of the whole trip, was being there, seeing such a different culture from the perspective of somebody, from the perspective of an Indian. So, uh, so if you guys know, Bhutan is basically kind of a place wherein mothers are treated above the fathers. So I don't know exact. There is a technical term for it, but yeah, I think as in India we have a patriarchal society. They have a matriarchal society, and the women are the head of the houses. So and most of the people, they are into tourism, some other form of tourism there. So it was very ironic for me to see such beautiful place with such beautiful girls and babies and kids out there. And on top of it, realizing the fact that the whole society there is matriarchal, not patriarchal as in India. That was an enriching tip and I can't forget each and every moment of that trip throughout my life. And that was such a fun trip for the whole of my family. It was lovely. Thank you for the topic. Back to you, Toastmaster.
Thank you. Thank you so much, Toastmaster Lavina. Yeah. So now let's move on towards our next target. So who is that? So Toastmaster Rohan.
No, that's just the host
That's the
of the
host.
meeting. Yeah.
Yes. Okay, so what else do we have? So yeah, I'd like to ask Toastmaster Dipti, our Toastmaster of the day at last.
Guest Rashmi has raised her hand.
Oh, I'm
Let's,
sorry.
yes,
I'm
sure.
sorry.
Because I have a lot of,
Yeah.
I've already got a lot of stage speaking time.
Okay. Yeah.
So,
So hi Rashmi. So your topic is what movies you'd like to binge this weekend? Toastmaster Rashmi. Oh, guest Rashmi. Guest Rashmi. What movies you'd like to binge watch this weekend? Over to you.
Are you may I ask clarity? Are you actually asking the genre or movie name?
Movies or web series or anything you'd like to binge watch this weekend.
Okay. 1 second. Okay, thank you for giving me a chance. Hello everyone, good evening. And this weekend, I would love to watch Harry Potter once again because that movie belongs to my childhood memory, and so I can't compose myself whenever I used to watch that movie. That make me uh, very happy and sometimes sad, sometimes thrilled with excitement, and all the emotions are full. And that movie, from 1 to 9 series, everyone can watch, whether it could be a children or adult. See, not starting movies can be watched by children. Otherwise, all the movies are so fun and time soul. And that's it. Thank you.
Thank you so much, guest Rashmi, for your speech. And any other guest or any other member would like to participate? Ujjwal. Okay. So Toastmaster Ujjwal, would you like to turn on your camera and mic as well?
Yeah, is it okay? Is it seen?
Thank you. So yeah, I'd like to ask you a question. And which season is more romantic, summer or winter? Toastmaster Ujjwal, which season is more romantic, summer or winter? Toastmaster Ujjwal.
Thank you so much, first of all, for giving the opportunity to speak. This Master Nikhil. And so, if I talk about the summer or the winter, uh, so summer has their own own benefits, right? And because if I talk about the summer, in my old days, like in my school days, so we used to get excited that we would be getting holidays, and in the summer vacations, May or June, and uh, yeah, so we as so we used to enjoy the summer holidays where we are going to any other places like yeah. Hello, am I audible?
yes, you're audible.
Yes, you're audible.
Yeah. So for the summer days, so what I just used to believe like summer was more like was more touchy to me, like and and so yeah, and like and summer I used to go because you got to spend your time with the parents or be it a family, right, for a long term basis. So I enjoy the summer days more often as compared to the winter season. And summer, as I can and yeah yeah so we would like to have some cold drinks as well, the ice creams as well, and we can just enjoy that moment, right? And also that summer, yeah. So that's it. Thank you.
Yeah, so thank you so much, Toastmaster Ujjwal, for your speech. And yeah, we all like summer for ice creams, drinks, and like all the cold food we eat. So yeah, so thank you. And so I would like to ask Timer, like, is there any uh, do we have time to like have more speeches? No. Okay. So yeah. So with that being said, like I'd like to conclude this Toastmaster table topic session. So yeah, over to you, Toastmaster of the day, Dipti Sane. Thank you. Thank you so
Thank
much.
you. Thank you so much, Toastmaster Mithul. That was indeed a very chilled out session. The topics are easy, and I'm sure everybody was able to collect their thoughts and speak about it. Now, before we move further, I want to click a group pick, and that is customary. So I would urge everybody to please turn on their cameras one more time. Darshan, Naina, Tamanna, for a pick. We want a full house pick, except Rohan, we'll be missing him. But naam hi kafi hai. He's one of our founding members and a great speaker. Okay, so at the count of 3, I will click a pick, and I want you to make a chilled out expression. It could be something like this. Let me also remove my virtual background. So it could be something like this, or it could be a double V or a heart, anything you feel is chilled out, or it could be a thumbs up too. So decide. Okay, Ujjwal has a smile. Cool. Darshan, what's your chilled out expression? Okay, cool. Tamanna, what's your expression? Where's Lavina? Okay, she got dropped off, I guess. Tamanna, your smile? Hi kafi? Okay. All right. So at the count of 3, my dear friends, let's look chilled out people. 1, 2, and 3. Thank you. But no, wait a minute. I need to take that again. I think I accidentally pressed control and print screen, and I only got a picture of the status bar or the task bar. Sorry. Okay. So once again, on repeat at the count of 3. 1, 2, and 3. Yes, I got all of you. Oh, Lavina has just come back. I'll ask Lavina to. Lavina, open your video, and we want to have a chilled out expression from you too. We just flipped it for everybody. It's okay. You can turn on your video and you can have your little baby or your girl along with you. Yeah, your chilled out expression. We. Okay. All right. Thank you. Thank you for that lovely picture, everybody. Thanks. Okay. So now, before I hand over the stage for the last segment to our general evaluator, Toastmaster Mehek, what I want you guys to take away from the session today is that regardless of whether you have to chill because of the summer heat, or you have to chill in a moment of stress. The song that should be continuously playing on your head is, let me share my screen.
Just
Chill, chill.
दिल से मिला ले सोनिया दिल से मिला chill chill just chill.
All right. So keep that rolling in your mind at all times. And why? Because in the summer months or later in life, I want you to smell the sea, feel the sky, and let your spirits soar and fly. And with that, I hand over the stage to Toastmaster Mehik.
Thank you so much, Toastmaster of the Day. Now I guess we're all completely chilled out. So now we are waiting for the reports and the feedback section, that is the general evaluation session. First, we will have the evaluation of the prepared speakers. Then first, I would like to invite Toastmaster Himanshu on stage to evaluate Toastmaster Navya's speech. Toastmaster Himanshu, the stage is yours.
Thank you so much, Toastmaster Mahek. We all are dreaming of magical rose garden over the horizon instead of enjoying the roses that are blossoming right beside us. This was a message that was clearly echoing throughout Toastmaster Navya's speech. We all tend to fret about the past, brood about the future, instead of enjoying the little things which are there right beside us. There were things which I really liked about Toastmaster Navya's speech, one being her calm and composed nature. She was calm and composed throughout her speech, which tells us how great stage presence she has. Other thing which I really liked was her white background. She was having these great color coordinates which were being offered to the audience so that no distractions are there. Great job done. Now I have few recommendations for you which can make your speech even better. Your project demanded that your speech should be engaging or should involve audience engagement, right? So I felt there was certain bits where you can introduce some questions in your speech which could have engaged the audience, right? For example, you said we all worry about the future, right? So you could have asked this in a question form. How many of you worry about the future instead of enjoying the little things which are there present to us in the present moment? You could have asked people to raise their hands, right? So that would have engaged the audience and bring that audience engagement, which could have made the speech more interesting. The other thing which you could have done in your speech, if you could have offered some of the tips on how we can live in the present moment. You realize the importance of being in presence, right? If we could have got the tips on how to be in the present, that could have given you more credibility, or we would have enjoyed little more. Otherwise, your speech was very inspiring. We got a food for thought that we should be living in present, enjoy the little things which are right beside us, just like we were in childhood. Whenever we used to get a lollipop, we would have got the smile on our faces, right? So enjoy those little moments in little things and keep spreading the joy around. This was the food for thought that we got from your speech. Thank you for motivating us. I really look forward for your future speeches and give you all the best for your next speeches. Thank you.
Thank you so much, Toastmaster Himanshu, for such a wonderful evaluation of the speaker number 1, that is Toastmaster Navya. Next, I would like to invite Toastmaster Shashwat to evaluate Toastmaster Darshan's speech. The stage is yours.
Thank you so much, Madam General Evaluator. Ladies and gentlemen, it is often said that effective orators don't deliver speeches, they converse with the audience. And that is something that was so eloquently delineated by our speaker today. A very good evening, Madam General Evaluator, fellow Toastmasters and guests, and my target speaker, Toastmaster Darshan in particular. Toastmaster Darshan, since we are at the Toastmasters Club of Storytellers, let me tell you, your speech was comparable to a story today. Now, whenever you read a story and you analyze the story, you start realizing that there are few parts that really stood out in that story. And there are few certain tweaks that can be done in order to make this story a blockbuster one. Keeping this in mind, let's now talk about a few things that really stood out in your story, or I might say your speech today. Starting first with you fulfilling the objectives of connecting with the audience. From asking audience member questions, from picking out personally audience members to answer your questions, sharing latest pop culture trends like Dalgona coffee, playing Ludo, and all the thoughts that you provoke from everyone. You connected with the audience and the audience engagement was bang on. Start moving on to the second one, that is the personal stories that you shared. Now you had a bunch of personal stories, and what a personal story does is that it helps you connect with the audience, something that is imperative for a speaker because it then helps you pass on your message even better. And having said that, the third thing is that you had simple, subtle messages scattered all around your speech, starting with the first of the simplicity of a random person being humble, then how his perspective towards life changed you, how in pandemic you never gave up, you did not let the walls close in on you, you've made yourself busy, you told us about perseverance, about determination, you learned machine learning, then you picked up new skills, also you taught us about effective utilization of time. All of these messages had simple key takeaways for each one of us, and that is something that is really, really important. As it is said in Toastmasters, that it is our words that have the power to change lives. And your words today, Toastmaster Darshan, certainly change lives. Having said all of this, let's now move on to the certain tweaks that will further improve your speech or your story as you move along your Toastmasters journey. Starting first with the voice modulation and character personification. Now, you had a conversation between you and a stranger. The conversation went like, "Hey, bro, what's the time?" Then you replied, and he said, "But you have to modulate your voice in order to differentiate characters. You could have had a heavier voice for the character. Hey, bro, what's the time? It's 2:30. Would you like to have a cup of ice cream with me?" So that is how we know that there are two different characters who are in a conversation, and that makes the conversation more relatable. Coming to the second is you need to stand and deliver your speeches, because the most important, another very important part of delivering a speech is stage movement and fragmentation of your stage. Now you had many plots. You could have moved to your left for when you talked about the speech, the conversation with the person from WHO. Then you could have moved right for the pandemic and come to in the center towards the end of your speech. So stage movement and stage fragmentation is only possible when you're standing and delivering. So please keep a check on that. And the third is you had a lot of plots. Now, from meeting a stranger, pandemic, gravity, machine learning, you had many plots. So it felt disconnected at times because I could not consume one plot before moving to the other. So that is something that you need to take care of. You can have only one or two plots and make a bigger castle out of it. To summarize, you fulfilled the objectives, you had great personal stories, you had simple, subtle messages. A few things that you can work on are voice modulation, stage movement, and the number of plots that you have. All in all, your speech or your story was fantastic, and I wish you all the very best for your Toastmasters journey. General evaluation.
Thank you so much, Toastmaster Shashwat, for such a wonderful evaluation. And now next, I would like to invite Toastmaster Tamanna for the active listener. That's my favorite role as well. So let's have some fun when she will ask us some questions. And then I will have the stage for myself.
Hello, everyone. So I am back with not a lot of questions, but really few of them. But I expect that all of you are listening to the meeting carefully and you'll be able to answer that. For that, my first question is that how many songs did our Toastmaster of the day played today?
5.
Okay.
I think 5.
Even I need to go back and count. I lost count.
She played 2 songs in the starting when she introduced, then one in the middle and one during before the evaluation session. Now I like to ask, do you guys remember the songs that she played? Like name at least one or two.
Just chill.
Okay, and
Garmi.
Yes. And one more.
The song from Mary Jung.
Yeah.
Yes. Okay, I got 3 songs correct. I'll give you marks for that. Moving forward, there were 3 tips which our Toastmaster of the day gave us, which can help us chill. So if you can name 3 of them, only one of them.
5, 4, 3, 2, 1 grounding technique.
What is the name of the technique?
5, 4, 3, 2, 1 grounding technique.
Grounding technique.
Yes, the name was grounding technique. And
I said it.
Yes, we can give him a can of Coke.
Okay, sure. Other 2?
Anger management and self-affirmative sentences.
Yes, yes. And
Put palm in the cold water.
Yes.
Cold bath for feet and hands.
yes.
Yeah.
Turn to God.
Yes. And there was one more, like a small part of one of the points, if you remember. Very specific.
Yes,
Being positive.
think positive of yourself. Last one, first positive sentence of on yourself.
Yes. And there was one more thing to this point, the second part of this point, which are everybody tells us that मतलब जैसे बड़े लोग बोलते हैं kind of thing. Just very common. Just 3 words. 3 words का answer.
Ram Ram.
Yes. She told us we can say Ram Ram for 21 times and that'll calm us down.
To God. I told you turn to God. That is Ram Ram.
Okay. Okay. I'm sorry. I'll take that my mistake.
नहीं, मेरे घर में तो बड़े लोग सिर्फ यही कहते हैं 3 words. बेटा FD कर दो.
So Rashmi gets a can of lemonade.
Thank you.
Okay. So Toastmaster Himanshu have been benefited by yoga and healthy diet, and there's 2 things, specific 2 things, which he has gained out of his change in routine. What are those?
Strength and the ability to do hashtag.
Yes. And what about others? I want everyone to answer. Now I'll pick up and I'll ask to know that who was listening. Next question. So our guest Rashmi would like to binge watch which series? Yes.
Harry Potter.
Harry Potter.
Yes. This one I guess will be quite interesting. What was the cost of juice that Toastmaster Darshan drinks?
200.
200 bucks.
200.
Yes, the
But
strawberry shake.
in all fairness, he drank shake, not juice.
Sorry?
He drank milkshakes.
That was a strawberry milkshake.
No. Madam active listener. No.
Last question. Who became Toastmaster Darshan's friend in his speech? Like, if you can name something about that person. And Toastmaster Shashwat, you cannot answer, you are the evaluator. Anyone else?
That friend, that WHO guy.
Yes. It was a person from WHO with whom he's even talking on WhatsApp right now. So as I can comprehend to our Madam General Evaluator that only our table topic, our Toastmaster of the day, Toastmaster Shashwat, guest Rashmi, and Toastmaster Himanshu, only they were listening actively, and for others, I'll give them a punishment once we are done with the meeting. And back to you.
Thank you so much, Toastmaster Tamanna, for such a wonderful activity. And we all love cake and enjoy cake. Now, as Toastmaster Devin is not here, so I will comprehend the report of the timer. So first of all, I will start with the report of the table topic speakers. First, it was Toastmaster Himanshu. He took 1 minute and 49 seconds. Toastmaster Tamanna took 1 minute and 45 seconds. Toastmaster Shashwat took 1 minute and 59 minutes. 1 minute and 59 seconds. Toastmaster Naina took 1 minute and 30 seconds. Toastmaster Lavina took 2 minutes and 31 seconds. Toastmaster Rashmi took 1 minute and 5 seconds. And Toast guest Ujjwal took 2 minutes and 9 seconds. Next is for the evaluators. Toastmaster Himanshu took 3 minutes and 3 seconds, while Toastmaster Shashwat took 3 minutes and 15 seconds. Next, I would like to comprehend the report as a grammarian. As a grammarian, first of all, kudos to those who used the word of the day that was composed. It was used by guest Rashmi and Toastmaster Himanshu to use it 2 times. So kudos to both of you. Next, I would want to refer to the words that were the good usages of the grammar used by different speakers. First, Toastmaster Navya used the words gratitude and underestimate. Then Toastmaster Deepti used the word top of the crown and scripture. Toastmaster Himanshu used the word fret about the past, vital, transformational journey, complimenting and credibility. Toastmaster Tamanna used the word eventually. Toastmaster Shashwat used the words walls are on you, bang on, imperative, subtle and simple, intellectual and tweaks. Then moving on to the not so good usage of the grammar and how it could be corrected. One of the speaker used the word quickly fills you. Rather than it is the correct usage, rather than it could be quickly fill you. It is quickly fills you is the correct usage. Then one of the speaker used the word most people. It could have been better if you are using most of the people, because most people is being used for the specific kind of people if you are just targeting a specific person. Like most of the people, when you're just unspecified which of the community or which of the people are you targeting at. And then everything was shut is the correct usage, while one of the speaker used everything is shut because he was talking about the past. Now, this was my grammarian's report. Now coming on to the general evaluation of the whole meeting. The meeting started it was started 7 minutes late. It started on 3:37. So we've just allotted time. We were a little late on that. So we can process that. We can process that, and we have to be on time, stick to the time, because it will help maintain, and eventually we will be ending the meeting on time as well. And Toastmaster Deepti, Surgeon Camp, was totally on fire. She started with a beautiful smile. She captured the attention of the audience from just in the beginning itself, while she was just targeting the audience to for interaction with the guests, to apply the funky themes and the funky backgrounds. Next, moving ahead, the guests were welcomed, and moving ahead to the Toastmaster of the day, again, Toastmaster Deepti. She started with a very beautiful activity, and that was a very brilliant approach, not only grabbing the attention of the audience, but it was an interactive approach as well, because she's interacting with the guest gang members. She invited the speakers with the introductions, and giving the introduction is another approach towards connecting with the audience. Then she further shared many things and many tips about how we can chill, how we can have a chilling session at her home. She played the music as well to grab the attention of the audience, and she was totally on fire with that. Next, coming to Toastmaster Mithul, the cable topic master, he shared the content, the topics that he shared. They were relatively easy to comprehend by the different speakers. And I would say kudos to all those who took part in the cable topic section. They were also, the speakers were also very brilliant. They utilized the time and managed the time very well. I could see Toastmaster Rashmi, she used 1 minute and 5 seconds, though she could use and talk about more and present more on her views, as she was having much amount of the time left. Next, we are moving towards the evaluation segment. The evaluation was done by Toastmaster Himanshu and Toastmaster Shashwat. I would say that they were brilliant. They followed the recommendation and commendation approach. They listed all the points of the feedback, and they delivered all that was they delivered all the points of the feedback of where the improvement was needed and what was the thing that was done brilliantly by the speakers. So kudos to both of you too. Next, I'm coming to the auxiliary players report. Toastmaster Devan, who was the timer of the day, he just left the meeting in between due to some problem, but initially he performed his role very well. He used the technology in a very advanced manner by putting the timer cards in his background, so that nothing is being, so that when we are not able to maybe sometimes share the screen, so he used it very brilliantly. And next, the report of the grammarian was shared, and the active listener, she performed her role very well. It seems like she listened clearly to the making whole, and she was asking brilliant questions. So all in all, the making was great, and I could see a wide participation of the guests today in the meeting in the table topic section, as well as in the Toastmaster, when Toastmaster of the day invited the different people as guests for an interactive session. So with this, I would like to end my evaluation and hand over the stage back to Toastmaster of the day.
Thank you, Madam General Evaluator, for that detailed session. Thank you. And now I would like to launch the polls. And I think, Mehak, you and I only have the co-host rights, right? Okay. So as I launch, you'll be able to see the results and you can announce in the interest of time. So I'm going to launch the best speaker poll, the first. Okay, that's the most awaited and most coveted. In 3, 2, 1. Guests are also welcome to vote and participate in polls. So please feel free. Ujjwal, Rashmi, Lavina, if you're there. Okay. So I ended in backward counting. 3, 2, 1. Thank you. You want to announce the results simultaneously, Mehak, or do you want to do it once all the polls are done?
In the end, I guess.
Okay. Let's move on to the best evaluator. 1, 2, 3. Polls are visible. One more. Who's not voted yet? Is that you? Making wild guess. Got it. Thank you. Ending the poll. 3, 2, 1. Okay. The poll for the best auxiliary role player, which means the timer, active listener, and grammarian. Launching it in 1, 2, 3. Since Mehak was in a triple role today, so 2 of the roles are here in this section, and I've marked her role as a timer or a grammarian. Okay, one more vote. Waiting. Absolutely, got it. Thank you. Ending in a 3, 2, 1. Polls for best role player, which is the GE table topic master and the T-mod, launching it 1, 2, 3. See, we get all tests done at the end. We let you enjoy the meeting. Okay, this is quick. Thank you. Ending at 3, 2, 1. And the last poll is the best table topic speaker. Launching at 1, 2, 3. Here you go. I hope I've not missed anybody's name. If anybody spoke in the table topic section and you don't see your name here, please let me know. Okay, got all votes. Thank you. 3, 2, 1. With that, we have all the results with Toastmaster Mehak. So I pass on the virtual podium to you.
Thank you so much, Toastmaster of the day. Now, so I have the winners in my hand. So first, let's start with the best speaker itself. So whom do you think would be the winner? So the 2 speakers, Toastmaster Navya and Toastmaster Darshan.
Toastmaster Navya.
Yes, she is the winner. So let's take an applause for Toastmaster Navya. Congratulations, Toastmaster Navya. Next, for the best evaluator. speech evaluator. There were 2 evaluators, Toastmaster Himanshu and Toastmaster Shashwat.
Toastmaster Himanshu.
This would be like, mutual admiration. But the evaluations were wow. Very tough. Very tough.
Yes, so any guesses?
It should be a tie.
Well, but it's not a tie, it's a clear winner. Toastmaster Shashwat is the winner. So the winner, round of applause for him as well. Congratulations, Toastmaster Shashwat. Next, for the best auxiliary role player. So there were 3 role players. First was Toastmaster Tamanna for active listener and Toastmaster Mehak for grammarian and timer. We had Toastmaster Devan as well. So any guesses? I guess for the best auxiliary role player.
Toastmaster Tamanna.
Yes, absolutely. It's Toastmaster Tamanna. Congratulations, Toastmaster Tamanna.
The twist at the end was it took the cake.
Next, for the best table topic speaker. There were many speakers, so it is Toastmaster Himanshu. Congratulations, Toastmaster Himanshu.
Absolutely.
And last, for the best role player, well, it doesn't need any guessing, I guess. It's Toastmaster Deepthi. So round of applause for her as well. Congratulations, Toastmaster Deepthi.
Thank you. Thank you so much.
So towards the end, let's now have a quick round of feedback from our guest. So first, let's invite Toastmaster Lavina to share her feedback about how was the meeting.
I think great meeting, and especially all the efforts put in from Toastmaster of the Day, the plan. And yeah, I really enjoyed each and every intervention from them. Thanks.
Thank you so much, Toastmaster Lavina. Keep joining us and keep coming back to the meeting. Next, Toastmaster Shashwat, would you like to share how was the meeting?
Yeah, it was my first time venturing into this club, and it was absolutely amazing. I've stayed in Delhi for 5 long years, and I only became a Toastmaster when I moved out to Delhi, and now I'm again back in a club in Delhi. So it was absolutely fun, and yeah, so it was a really nice experience, and it was wonderful meeting everyone.
Thank you so much, Toastmaster Shashwat. Keep joining us back. Next, Toastmaster Tamanna.
Yeah, it was like good after this weekend. And yeah, I'm looking forward to having more such meetings and being able to attend more meetings of storytelling. It was definitely a storytelling event. We got to know so much about chilling and so much different aspects of chilling. So yeah, it was nice.
Thank you so much, Toastmaster Tamanna. And keep joining us. Then Toastmaster Himanshu.
Yes, so it was a chilled out meeting with a lot of takeaways. And I really like the unstained spirits of this club. Even there was a lot of backouts, as you mentioned, Toastmaster Mike, but still we were able to pull out a great show. That tells how committed we are towards pulling out a perfect meeting. And I really like coming back and seeing you perform a great show together. Thank you.
Thank you so much, Toastmaster Himanshu. And next we have Toastmaster Mitul.
Thank you. So thank you for having me today. Like it was an unplanned session, so like and yeah, it was really a great experience to like come back and like after a long time and join the meeting. So thank you so much for that. And yeah, that's it.
Thank you so much, Toastmaster Mitul, and keep joining us back whenever you get time. Okay, so thank you so much, everyone. Okay, yeah, Toastmaster Deepthi.
No, I'm just excited to ask anybody joining, Mitul or Shashwat planning to join, or Tamanna, the resonance.
Sorry?